Let's talk about something that no one ever tells you. Some of the foods that you think might be healthy might actually be making you look old. Yep, some of these so-called good-for-you choices might secretly be sabotaging your skin and even speeding up wrinkles. And none of us want that, right? So today I'm going to be breaking down 5 foods that you need to stop eating now if you want to keep your skin glowing, your body looking and feeling amazing, and keeping those wrinkles at bay. Hello, gorgeous girl. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, I'm Tracy. I'm 50 years old and I have been in the wellness industry for over 25 years. I'm also a busy mom, so I know how hard it can be to try to keep yourself healthy. But don't worry, I'm not here to scare you, but I am going to be giving you some kind of hard truths about some of these sneaky foods that we all think are healthy or better choices, but actually can be making you look straight up old. Now, I used to make this mistake myself. You know how it is. You think, you know what, I'm gonna avoid red meat because heart disease, sodium, all those things, better for the planet, so I'm gonna have a more plant-based alternative. Well, that might actually be causing some fine wrinkles on your face. So here's exactly why they age you. Number 1, inflammatory oils. So many of those mass-marketed plant-based meat alternatives, you know the ones I'm talking about, Beyond Meat, Impossible Burger, they all use inflammatory oils, which can speed up your cellular aging. So we want to be little detectives here, and we always want to be on the lookout for canola, soybean oil, or sunflower oil. I know they sound healthy, but they're actually really not great for our body because they cause more oxidative stress on our body because they're very high in omega-6. And when we have an excess of omega-6 in our body, it creates more oxidative stress, it damages your skin cells, and it can cause wrinkles. And none of us want that, right? Plant-based meats are also full of excess sodium because they're trying to make it taste more like regular meat. So they're often using tons more sodium, and that can make you bloated, make you puffy, and is not good for your skin because excess sodium can also lead to dehydration. You know, I'm talking about this all the time on my channel of how we want to have that hydration from the inside out. That's what gives us that glowy, more supple, more youthful looking skin, right? If you're eating a lot of excess salt, you're gonna look dry, you're gonna look dehydrated, you're not gonna be showing up as that best version of you. And finally, these plant-based meat alternatives are very ultra highly processed and can contain artificial flavors, stabilizers, and preservatives. And all of these ingredients together can cause inflammation in the body, and none of us want that. Inflammation is the root cause of so many diseases and health problems, so we want to do our best to keep inflammation at bay. Now, I know you're probably saying, well, Tracy, I'm plant-based and I enjoy these. I'm not saying you can never, ever eat them, but what I have experienced is, you know, I've had clients before in the past that said, you know, I'm vegan, and they're eating a lot more of these plant-based substitute foods instead of just eating plant-based foods. You know what I'm talking about? So a plant-based burger, they're doing all this work and this processing to make it mimic and be more like an actual beef burger. You're better off having a quinoa bowl or eating, you know, some rice and beans, or having something that is just a more real food on its own, if that makes sense. In fact, I did a whole video all about getting protein, and after this video, you can check out this video where I do give you alternatives whether you want to eat meat or you're a plant-based person and you want to get in more protein in your diet. You know, one thing I bet we can all agree on is that it's not super easy to get all the nutrients that you need from your food. You know, I used to think like, oh, I eat so healthy, it's fine. And I've had doctors straight up laugh at me and say like, no. What we're eating now is not what our grandparents and great-grandparents were eating before, because our soil is not as nutrient dense. And coupled in with all of the processing of our food, now there's just so much more inflammation. So as a certified health coach, one thing that I highly advise is that you do supplement, but you supplement wisely in a way that's actually going to be absorbed by your body, because no one here wants to just create expensive pee-pee, right? And the truth of the matter is we are only as good as what we can actually absorb from our body. And this is really, really important. That's why I'm telling you once again that I partnered with Gem for this video today. I love my Gem Bites. I've been taking my Gem Bites now for over 6 months, and I have to tell you, it is something that I look forward to each and every day. These real food bites are made from the best source ingredients, so the phytonutrients, pre and probiotics are more bioavailable. And since taking my Gem Bite every day, I notice that I have more energy, my gut health is better, I have a feeling of being more focused. But another thing that I really noticed, which especially at this time of year is really important, I've noticed that my immunity is improved because of the zinc and beta glucan that's inside the Gem Bite. And I have a 5-year-old daughter, so let me tell you, if anyone's gonna come home with preschool germs and cough right in my face, it's gonna be her. We love her, but like, I don't want your germs. And the taste of the Gem Bite is so delicious. They are citrusy, a little bit of a ginger. It's kind of like a zesty little bite that I truly look forward to taking every day. You know, one thing you should know about me is I'm always gonna tell you my true opinion on things. These are delicious, they are easy to take, and I'm telling you, the difference that I feel in my energy, my immunity, and my health is marked. And I don't know about you, but I just don't like taking like 80 million things every single day, and I love that in one delicious bite, it's more bioavailable because it's made from real food. Ooh, and I was just introduced to Gem's Chill Out Bites, and let me tell you something. If you like a spiced banana bread, you are gonna love their Chill Out Bites. They are so delicious, and they are perfect for any time you need a little bit of extra sense of relaxation, which for me is like all the time. Because of the magnesium and lemon balm in the Chill Out Bites, it's like the perfect little thing anytime, like, I don't know, if you've got like a family gathering coming up and you know, like, I'm gonna feel a little bit of stress, or maybe you've got like a big presentation or something big on your plate, take your Chill Out Bite, or of course at night. So definitely check out Gem now. I'll leave it all linked down below in the description box, and guess what? You're gonna get 50% off your first month of Gem when you use my code. How great is that? And I think you're gonna love them just as much as I do. Whole grain bread, right? I know, we think, oh, it's brown, it's healthier, it's so much better for you. Well, it actually might be causing more wrinkles on your skin, and here's why. Many whole grain breads contain hidden sugars, and let me tell you, one thing we Americans are fantastic at is giving sugar all kinds of different names. And they add in all this sugar because it's gonna improve the flavor and also help to preserve the shelf life of your bread. You know, one thing I always notice when I'm in Italy, if I buy bread at the grocery store or even at like one of the little bakeries there, you can only have that bread for like 3 days. Then it's gonna get moldy and you're gonna have to throw it out. But somehow American bread, we can keep that on our counter forever. That's not good, my friends. But when it comes to our looks, one of the reasons why we want to avoid excess sugar is because it contributes to glycation. And that's just a fancy way of saying it stiffens and weakens your collagen, making your skin saggy. And let me ask you a question. Do you want saggy skin? No, you don't. I already touched on this a little bit, but we often are finding that they're adding preservatives to your whole grain bread, right? Just because it says it's whole grain doesn't mean it's healthier. You've got to read your labels. And any kind of preservatives that they're adding to your bread, guess what? That can mess with your gut flora and your gut microbiome, and that can cause a host of other health issues for you. And if you've got a healthy gut, guess what? You're also gonna have healthy, glowing skin. You know, when I was in my 20s, I used to eat so much fake food because all I cared about was like, I just wanna be skinny. Like that's all I cared about. So fat-free cheese, bring it to me. You know, whole grain bread, bring it to me. Snackwells, all the like fake crap that was out there in the 90s, I ate it all. And no surprise, my skin was dull, I had pimples, and it was just like not looking great. It's crazy to me that now at 50 years old, I feel like my skin is so much more healthier, resilient, and just has more glowiness to it than I did even in my 20s. And despite whole grain bread being marketed as being so much more healthier, guess what? It can really spike your blood sugar because it is just naturally higher on the glycemic index. And excess sugar can add to oxidative stress and inflammation in the body. And how many times have I said this already, that can also affect your skin really quickly. So I'm sorry to say it, but if you're going to eat bread, what I would suggest that you do is go to an actual bakery where it's flour, yeast, salt, water. That's it. Read your labels or source bread that's really, really highest quality, no preservatives, no kinds of hidden extra sugar, so that you're really getting the best quality product and supporting your skin health. When we think about granola, we think healthy, hippies, right? They know what they're doing. They're more connected to the earth, right? Wrong. Not the granola that you're eating these days. Granola is not only just crunchy, but it's also kind of crushing your collagen, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why. Store-bought granola can contain up to 15 grams, some even more, of sugar per serving. That is a ton. And again, we are masters at coming up with sneaky names. So look for honey, look for agave, look for brown rice syrup. All of these just mean sugar. And oftentimes, when you start really reading your labels, you're gonna see that there's often 3, sometimes even 4 different kinds of sugar in your packaged goods, like granola. When we have higher sugar intake, that means more glycation, which means saggier skin, more prone to wrinkles. Again, with granola, you also want to look at what kinds of oils are they adding to the granola. Low quality oils like palm and canola oil oxidize really quickly. Oxidized oils create free radicals in the body, attacking your skin cells and breaking down collagen. Oh, and one other reason why you want to be really weary when it comes to granola is portion size. You know, it's so easy to just fill a bowl up with granola, but the way I use granola is I think of it more as like an accessory, if you will. Like if I'm having a bowl of yogurt or something, I'll add a little bit of granola into it, you know, or if I want a little snack of granola, I'll get a low sugar, high quality option, but put it in a little ramekin. So I'm not just like putting my hand in a bag and eating tons of it or in a big bowl. But if I have a smaller portion, a little ramekin, I know that just by that nature of the bowl, I'm gonna have a smaller amount anyway. Because remember, even though I don't count calories, granola is extremely calorie dense, and it also can really raise your insulin levels because of the added sugars. So just be super mindful. Like, now I'm not saying you can never eat granola, but if you are gonna eat granola, number one, you wanna get the highest quality ingredients. Read your labels or make your own. It's actually really easy to make granola. Like, you can just search on Google and you'll find some fantastic recipes. And again, that way you can control the sugar, the oils, like what's actually in it, right? But if you do want to purchase and it's just easier for you and your life and your lifestyle, read your labels, because again, the higher that sugar content, the more oxidative stress in our bodies, and the more saggy and less youthful and glowy and plump and healthy our skin will be. Rice cakes sound so healthy. You feel like, oh, I'm eating so light. This is so great for me. But rice cakes might be wreaking havoc on your skin. Rice cakes are actually higher on the glycemic index. They're usually around like 81 to 90 on the glycemic index, which means it can cause a really rapid spike in your blood sugar. When we have a really rapid spike in our blood sugar, this can cause insulin surges and inflammation in our body. And again, none of us can handle more inflammation. We want to keep that really down and easy. And also that's going to make your skin happier, healthier, glowier, and just more youthful looking. Rice cakes are also pretty much like empty calories. They really don't have a lot of fiber in them or phytonutrients. So, you know, again, I'm not saying you can never have rice cakes. I have some in my house right now, you know, and my daughter likes to snack on them, but I know that when I'm giving her something like that, it's basically like the equivalent of like giving her a cookie. There's no antioxidants, there's no phytonutrients, it's just a rice cake. And also I want you to just be wary of the flavored rice cakes that are out there. I mean, listen, I like them too, but they often can have artificial flavorings and additives that just are not great for our body, because basically what happens, if I really dumb this down, our body needs to really recognize what it's eating. And the more processed our food is, our body gets confused and doesn't really know what to do with it. And we just start working so much harder. So eat real food that your body can actually recognize, and your skin is gonna thank you for it. Now, we all know the dangers of gluten, right? And especially the gluten that we have now is not the gluten that our grandparents were eating. So I'm sure you're thinking, yes, I'm gonna eat gluten-free snacks. That's gonna help me and my family, and it's gonna make my skin glowy and youthful, right? Wrong. And let me break down exactly why. Gluten-free snacks, packaged snacks, you know, gluten-free pretzels, gluten-free cookies, gluten-free whatever is out there, right? It's all out there. These gluten-free packaged snacks often contain tapioca or rice flour, and these flours specifically can cause more inflammation in your body because they cause more of a rapid spike in your blood sugar. And you know what that causes? Glycation and aging. And I've said this 8,000 times on my channel before. We are masters at what I like to call sexy marketing. So listen, I understand some people might have a gluten sensitivity, and most of us now actually do on some level have it, but the solution isn't necessarily getting these packaged snacks, these cookies and, treats and things like that that are packaged to be gluten-free. Gluten-free doesn't mean healthy. Vegan doesn't mean healthy. Whole grain doesn't necessarily mean healthier. Now, of course, especially with like your children, you don't want your kid to feel left out. Everyone's having cupcakes and, my kid can't eat any gluten. So of course, in a sense like that, we make exceptions, right? But I do want you to be wise about what are you really intaking in your body, because that's going to affect your skin hugely. All right, so those are the 5 foods that might be aging you so much faster than you think. But I want to hear from you. Did any of these surprise you? Let me know in the comments. One of my favorite things about YouTube is you and connecting with you. So definitely leave me a comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe if you found this video helpful and it brought you a little bit of value or even a smile to your day. Please do click on that subscribe button. It's totally free to do so, and it really helps to support my channel. Give this video a thumbs up, click on the bell notification, and if you want to keep hanging with me here on YouTube, check out this video next. I'll see you there.